Okay, today we're going to try to analyze Logan City's traffic analysis zones, the demographic forecasts in them to see if they're reasonable or not. This is going to be an Excel exercise primarily, using some Google Earth as well. So let's just get started. In the directory for this class assignment are these files. We're going to start by opening TAZ 2009.csv, so just double click that. It should pop up into Excel. If it doesn't, then you're going to want to right click and open in Excel. So then it comes in, and let's do a few things with Excel first. For example, well, I'll just show you some common features that you're going to want to use. Right here at this little drop down arrow are some custom buttons. You're going to go to More Commands, click that. Then over here it shows popular commands, and it shows the same tabs that are on the ribbon over there. So we're going to go to the Data tab and locate these icons near the bottom, Group and Ungroup. So it's not group cells, but it's just group. So let's do Group and then Ungroup. Then you're also going to go to the View tab, I think, and do Freeze Panes. Those are some of the most commonly used things that I use all the time in Excel, and I wish it was an available button by default, but they're not. I'm also going to go to the Insert tab and do Insert Picture as one of my common things that I like the most. So hit OK. Now the freeze panes, what you can do with that is you click in a cell, and then you hit freeze panes, and it keeps the top row or whatever rows are above your cursor available for view all the time. So that's a nice thing. So now we're going to go to Insert Picture. Then I'm still in this same directory, but if I weren't in that directory, I would go to Recent Places and find the directory where I opened this up. And I've got these three pictures now. I'm going to insert them. And these are the traffic analysis zones. And I've organized those zones into districts so that we can more easily analyze the Cache Valley and the Logan situation. So I'm just going to organize those on the screen so I can see them. Probably have those numbers visible. And so far that's that. Okay, next I'm going back to that same directory. I'm going to open up these demographics files. SE means socioeconomics. That's kind of the Utah nomenclature. And it's the same as demographics. And open up 2010, 2040, and 2040 plus. You just highlight them all, right click, open, and by default it opens in Excel for me. If it doesn't, then choose Excel to open it with. And so here we go. So this one's the 2040 file. I'm going to click in this triangle. It highlights everything. Control C copies everything. Going back over to here, I'll make a new tab to put 2040 on. Control V drops it there. I need to label it as 2040 so I don't forget that that's what it is. Then when I come to here, I'm on 2010. Control C, back over to here, 2010, Control V. I don't need that anymore because I've got it. I'm going to close that 2010. But I gotta label it 2010 or I'll forget. And I have to come to 2040 plus now. Go back over here, 2040 plus. Call it that. Any kind of analysis, it's good to use the same naming conventions all the time because it helps you trace what you're doing. And alright. So now I'm going to organize 10, 40, and 2040 plus. Next, I'm going to click in this cell. I'm going to hit the freeze panes button for 10, 40, and 2040 plus. Just helps keep the titles always visible so that I know where I'm at in the file. Here's another Excel trick. The numbers are all not visible, so if I highlight all of the columns and I double click like this, it expands them to the size of the data. That's an awful lot of decimal points though, and I don't want nearly that many, so I'm going to go decrease decimal. Oh, that didn't work, but it worked like that. And there you go, and double click here again and it reduces the size of that data. Alright, let me explain a few of these numbers in the files now. Average income is the average income of a household within that zone. Total population is that. Total households is obvious. Household size is the population divided by the households. Total employment in a zone, and then these are percentages of different employment types. Retail category 1, retail category 2, industrial, other employment, and those are percentages, so the percentages all add up to 1. So if I multiplied this 10 by the percentages, I'll get over here, and in this case I can see that the entire 10 jobs is under other types of employment, other category 1. Mostly I just care about employment and population though, so I'm going to ignore these. Here's how you ignore them. So you highlight the columns, then you go to the group and ungroup that we chose up here, hit group. That puts a little minus sign there, and if you click it, it goes to plus. Plus means expand it, minus means hide it. This is a better way to do things than using the hide feature in Excel, because hide is confusing. It makes you think that there is no data there when there really is. So you want to do group and ungroup is better. So highlight that again, group, close, and highlight this again over here, group, close.